Hello, hello, and welcome to a moment with Vivacious. It is always exciting to be here with you. Today, I spent my day celebrating me. Some great things have been going on in my life, and I just appreciate God for everything that He has placed. You know, you think it's supposed to go one way. You're mad because it didn't go another way. But God made it happen right according to his plan. And I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you so much. I apologize for that. I thought I had this phone off, y'all. So look, I don't have my tech tonight, so all the special buttons, I don't know it, okay? But that's okay. And also our guest, he was going to talk about what we should be doing now. I guess, who knows what we should be doing right now, right? Like every day is something new. Whew. So we're just gonna take a deep breath, and I'm not gonna be before you long. It won't be an hour, but I'm gonna talk about some things tonight that I believe um, that we need and what we should do, because we really, when we look at everything that's going on, we don't really know what in the world is happening. What in the whole world is happening. But one good thing, let's talk about this so we could exhale. Because sometimes I'm concerned. I felt like, oh God, nobody is paying attention. We should have a strategy. If things happen to us and we did nothing, let's go past that. Let's go past that. I was so happy today that one of the people I know, in-laws to the family, beautiful young woman, she made a post today. And her post was saying, what's going on? What in the world is happening? You know? And especially those of you like her that have kids, we must be thinking, what in the world is happening? My grandbabies have dreams. And I just watch everybody, a lot of people, let me say, a large number of people that I know are going through life just excited about, oh, she's gonna be this and he's gonna do that, and they're going here for college. Yeah, we don't know what this world gonna be like. But for prices and for money, we have 90 more days. He's put off the tariffs that we know. Tomorrow might be a different story. But at this very moment, and I think it's gonna last a minute because Elon Musk started calling names and told him that it was foolish. He put, I don't remember if it was on Twitter, YouTube, wherever I saw the video. Elon Musk was saying these tariffs are crazy, is destroying everything, blah 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 blah. And after Elon Musk said it, he took it down, and the stock market came up. But let me, if the stock market was up here and it came down here, and now when he put the tariffs back on, it's right here, then the stock market is not up. The stock market is rising. And I remember when my daughter, she was trying to learn the stock market. I said, the stock market is tied too close to politics. You don't want all your money involved in politics. So if all your money is in the stock market, that's how people went down before in the Depression. And we have to think about this man. I watched today. I said, what is this man thinking? Because it's so crazy and it's so imbalanced. And there's nobody here with a balance. You know, I don't understand the Republican Party because they should put some balance, some boundaries. They should be the boundaries to their man. So, you know, it's really crazy. It's crazy right now, right? Yeah, it is. So I always told my daughter, don't I always told my daughter, don't put all your money into the stock market. Because whatever politics do, that's what's gonna happen to your money. And right now the world is unstable. Right now, you know, we don't have any friends, any allies. I'm exaggerating, but he's disconnecting us from our allies. Are you crazy? So what do we do as a people while we try to win? We did win one vote one night when some Republicans came to our side. We did win. But what can we do? We must, first of all, we must come together and strategize. And this is my plan, and this is what I think. It's only opinion. I'm going to talk to some professionals and get them to come and give us some ground rules, some real goals to meet. But for tonight, we had someone, but I think it's so unstable. And he did tell me that he may have be caught, you know, out of town. But anyway, we're gonna get some people that can give us some real structure in moving forward. Because I believe, in my own personal opinion, I'm sorry, in my own personal opinion, I believe that we must have a plan. We must strategize. And for those Christians, let me tell you, God never sent anybody to war without a strategy. And sometimes war is not just guns and ammunition and bombs. You know, we have separated ourselves even from our allies. If we went to a real war, would we win? Would we win? Did we win Afghanistan? Do we have the armed forces that we had before when we were that world power? We are no longer number one in world power. We're number two. At least we were number two the last time I looked. But some of the crazy stuff that's been going on. But in my heart, I believe that we must get a strategy. And the first part of my strategy that I'm thinking of is restructuring our communities. And that's going to start with building family. So if you have family that you are distant from, try to work it out. Let somebody give dinner. We must come together in team, because if anything goes down, you're not going to win if you're alone. So begin to build family again. Parents can be parents. Y'all don't have to have a relationship. Y'all might have a relationship with somebody else. But we still have these babies that let the children know their parents again. Bring back boundaries and structures and consequences in the home. Decide, know your teacher, know your child, and know your teacher. And then you'll know, look, if he gets out of line, say this, do this, this is the punishment, whatever. That way, if the teacher tell him the same thing mama's telling him, or the parents telling him, that's happening at home with the grandmother, he'll understand that there's a barrier and that he has to obey. It's going to bring back structure. It's going to bring back discipline in the class. The children will stop cursing the teacher out. They'll stop cursing at home because it'll bring one big circle, one unbroken circle. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let this circle be unbroken. Remember that book? Let that circle be unbroken. So get together with the teacher. Even if you don't email every day, grandparents that have kids will have to learn how to email, or however, teach them, because they're raising those kids. That we can communicate and have boundaries. That's a boundary. If you know you can't talk out of line and you can't curse in class, your grandmother said, this is what we're gonna do. And if you repeat that same thing that came from grandmother, home, class, that's gonna set a boundary. Okay, that's really good. Another thing, know your neighbors. I stop and say hi. How are you? I don't know nobody's name. We've become so, I don't know what you call it, that you can't know your neighbor's name. But if anything goes down in the neighborhood, who's gonna help one another? Who could keep us safe? We need a plan. And for the city, know your leaders. I was out today. I should have made a video. It was such a beautiful day. I was out today and I stopped by my councilman's office just to say hi. Hi, I just want you to know I'm your constituent. Blah da 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 da. Looked at me like, okay, all right, but it don't matter, right? Let them know we paying attention. We watching what you do. We watching who you agree with. Because my guy is a Republican, but I want him to know this sister watching you. I know who you are. And we have to work together. And that was a good thing. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on building our families, building our communities, and building our neighborhoods and then our communities. Okay, teaching our children love and growth, and more than anything, that all the children that we come in contact with know that they are loved. There's a guy I admire so much. He works, he's the super dads, and then work in their children's school. And he had to, I read his Facebook page, so I might have the story a little wrong, okay? But this was my interpretation of the story. And he had to walk with a child that didn't walk in the hallway. And the little guy was somehow, he loved the super dads, and he loved the one that's in charge, which was the guy that was walking him. And that let him know how important it was for him to be in that school. Because he has a daughter, you know? So it's important for us to give to these children. Always say hello and make them know they're important. And if they're little or if they're big, I say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Because that give them confidence. So we're going to build one another. And next, we're going to move on to the other things that I said that we should do in case we forget. Y'all, I know, I understand. I understand that some of you are not political and don't want to be in politics. It's okay. But still, just vote. But you got to know who you're voting for, right? So stay in contact with that. But I was going to this. Don't forget, y'all. We don't know what's going to happen. We have 90 more days before he put the tariffs back. So in these 90 days, we want to be saving up some money. We want to pay, especially us working people. We want to pay our rent up a month. Let's pay our rent up, okay? We're going to pay our rent up a month. We're going to have some money and some food. We're going to date our canned goods, if put them according to expiration date. I don't remember the list, but I'll make a video. I'll make a video and put on Facebook. I'm Nanny Val on Facebook. And I'll put it on Facebook, the list of things that I have a great friend who said, I'm getting all of this stuff. I said, well, buy two. And I just sent her my money. And she got stuff that we can cook, that we can have heat. I learned how to make candles with rice. You put rice and oil, like olive oil, vegetable oil in it, and you just let it soak, and then you set a flame, and they say it burns continuously. I think I'm missing the part, but that's not good. But it burns continuously. So, but I'm gonna try to find that video and put it on Facebook too, where we can buy ever burning candles, and I'm gonna get that list. And remember, y'all, stock up on the food. Stock up on the food and the water. And let's talk about this. The way we spending money. I'm going to use me for example. Today I said, let me get some clothes out of this closet because I bought all of these clothes that I can't hang up. So I said, let me get some clothes on and give some things to Goodwill. And then my mind said, you should go to the women's shelter. And then I said, I was too tired, but I still have them. So I'll probably bring it to the women's shelter tomorrow. But if I don't, I'm going to give it to Goodwill. Because I had so much clothes, I couldn't fit anything else. But then I was going through the clothes, and I was saying, oh man, I need to get rid of some of this. I can't even hang up some of the things that I've bought. And I wish I had somebody to give some of these clothes to. I have such, they have such sentimental value. I have so many beautiful clothes that I just don't want to just, people at the homeless shelter is not dressing like that. So I was like, oh man, I wonder if somebody at church could use some of this stuff, or, what I'm gonna do with it. So guess where it's at? I do have a couple of bags. I think I have about 3 big bags that I'm taking to either the Goodwill because it's around the corner, being lazy. But I have a pack with that. I'm connected with the women's shelter, so I serve over there and everything. So I'll probably get up in the morning and go bring it over there because that's where it needs to be. And but I say that to say, why am I trying to get rid of stuff that I can't get rid of? That's so beautiful. That's so like I want somebody to have it because it's special. To make room for the other stuff that I bought. My sister told me one night, she said, you should live within your means. And I just chuckled because it is my means. I'm not suffering because I bought that. I'm not using my funds wisely though. Some things I spend real money on that I will wear one time. How ridiculous. But look, at this date and time, and I'm saying that for a reason, we must reanalyze and strategize our money. If I had 5 outfits worth of money, come on now, I could do something with that. Because we have to, even at this moment, especially, we have another opportunity to get way ahead. And I started talking to someone about it, and I want somebody to come and talk to us about it. This is how they got to Black Wall Street. Because we took good care of ourselves. We have to stop being wasteful. Just because you make it, you don't have to be wasteful. Look, I'm old enough. Anything I have to give my grandkids and my daughter, I want them to have it. I want to see them with it. I'm going to be dead. They're going to do what they want anyway. So let me see them enjoy. So we spend all the money. Well, not all the money. Nola Reed said, good night, everyone. We do have rainy day. We making it, but that's not my point. The point is that we have to re-strategize the financial structure of our community. When I was coming up, we had the Community Credit Union. It was on Caffin and Galvez. And we had the St. David Credit Union. And our community had its own money. People had businesses, families had businesses in our community. We must restructure the finances of our communities. Our money cannot stay invested with these crazy people. We have to begin, of course, we're going to continue to pay our taxes that the country may flourish. Because the reality is, past summer, when I listed all the things and all the occurrences that happened in the fall of the Roman Empire, it was happening to us. And look at us today. This is the fall of the American Empire. We're in more debt as a nation and as a people than we've ever been before. We're more divided. Our political system, all the things of the Roman Empire, our political system is failing us. We're no longer operating as a democracy. And this is what Nola said. There is no trust in the community, and we have to build that before we can bring our money together. Okay, I'm going to read it again. Nola Reed said There is no trust in the community. And we have to build that trust before we can bring our money together. Thank you, Noah Reed. That's why I said, build us first. And then I should have said what's coming next. So I'm gonna interject this. We must become our educational system. If you did not see the video from last Wednesday night, please go back and watch that video. I'm gonna publish that video. That sister was on it, and it's gonna tell you. I can tell you we must begin to teach our children, ourselves. We have to make a plan. But she had a strategy, and I'm going to advertise that video for this week. I'm gonna advertise that video big for this week, so it can get out. We must educate our children. We must find a way to educate parents and grandparents so that they can educate children, because since the 1990s, if I'm correct, since the 1990s, we've been having social promotion. So people can't help their children because they don't know how to read and write. And they depend, look, I say, I need this paper written. They say, oh girl, just go press this button. No, I'm educated. I can write a paper. We can't just press buttons on a computer because it doesn't work for our mind. It doesn't grow our mind. It doesn't strengthen our brain. And just like any muscle, if you don't use it, it rots. No, your brain don't rot, but you know what I mean. You got to be able to think and write. And the things that our children did learn, phonics? What? How can you learn to read and write and understand and know? We have to make adult education possible. Begin to look up, because the educational system has been dismantled almost. They can't dismantle it, but they can take all the funds away. So maybe the parent that can feed the family of the woman of the man or the woman that can teach, and we're gonna have to do it all together. But he gave us 90 days because I didn't know what it was gonna be like this weekend, and probably the guests that was supposed to come didn't know either. So you can't give people instructions if you have no clue of what's going on. So I would understand that. So the moral system is down. Children curse out their parents. Come on. So we have to build the moral fiber of ourselves first. We gotta work on us, build our families, build our communities, and build our cities, our neighborhoods, communities, and cities. And then we'll go into states and countries. So that's how that's gonna go. We're gonna grow ourselves in moral values and principles. We're gonna set boundaries in our homes. That go first. And then that we're gonna educate, because those are the things that happened when the fall of the Roman Empire occurred. And I've been saying that for almost a year. And I did see someone else say that today. And when we as a community, we're in control of the money, we're in control of our own money, when we all have our own small businesses, then we can control politics. As long as we're saying, give me my, give me my, give me my, and the government is taking care of us. They have control over our lives. But when we take that control back and say, look, you're not coming in our community with that. We have our own food. We have our own garden. I looked over in Fulton County, North Fulton County. There's a big garden. The county owns a community garden, a big garden that anybody can go and help and raise. I guess anybody. I didn't ask all the details. I shouldn't be saying stuff I asked. But people could go. It's a whole community garden, and we're gonna have to be able to begin to grow our own food. We're gonna be eating seasonal food again, because with the tariffs that's coming, people are not gonna want to send us that. And see, he want us to get, as far as finance is concerned, back to black jobs. That's why he want to bring those factories back and have us all working in those factories. We gotta be working at our own business. We have to keep our own smarts and stop giving them away. But when we do the things that we have said tonight, now how are we gonna do them? I don't know, but we're gonna get some people in here that's gonna help us grow. But that education, oh man, I think tonight before I go to bed, I'm going to publish that, put that out, so that can get out to everybody, because it was so good. It was so good. So those are the things that we're going to work on. Those are the things that we're going to do. Those 5 areas. How do we build a big business in tough time? A small business? How do we build our business? We have a businesswoman who's going to talk to us about loving ourselves and building our business next week. She's coming on, and I just want to thank you for your faithfulness. And we're going to be here every Wednesday, no matter what. We have too much to talk about to not be here. And I want you guys to know I appreciate you guys. Together we will stand, and together we are victorious. We will prosper. And we're going to be in good health. We got to talk about health soon, too. But I love you guys. Thank you. Kenzie, you can take us out. Good night.